tout le monde qui vient au Cameroun. So, là, nous avons là un circuit chute de la Lobé.
Yes, okay. The Lobe waterfall.
Voilà.
Yeah.
All right.
So we are heading now into the forest.
Yes. Les piments Namekumi vivent de la chasse et de la cueillette. Quand dans l'histoire, ça n'a pas changé.
Non, ça va, on va arriver là-bas, on va commencer à parler beaucoup.
I find myself on water and I find myself in jungles everywhere I go. Whether it's Tanzania, Ghana, here I'm in Cameroon in the jungle, Nigeria in the jungle.
Traditional medicine.
Oh.
Comme lorsque quelqu'un a anémie ici, quelqu'un a un piment anémie, il en manque du sang. C'est lèvres, c'est
I'm gonna tell you. I don't even know what he said.
Okay.
But let me see if I can tell you this. Okay. All right. So now, if you have problems with your stomach, if your stomach is bubbling, you drink this, and it'll solve the problem. How did I know that? I don't even speak French, but I knew exactly what he said. I didn't even. It just. And all these jungles I find myself in, it seems like they always got a plant for that. They always say if you have a problem with your stomach, you take this plant and it solves the problem. So I've never tried it. I don't know. But if they say so, I'll go with it. Uh-oh, he's getting something else. Check this out. I need to come, I don't need that plant. I need your workout regimen. That's what I need. I need to figure out what he does because my situation isn't looking quite like his. All right, here we are. And it's so cool. It's so cool because the village. Okay, so we're here in the village. So, what's going on, Aaron? Okay, let's flip it around. So he's speaking French.
C'est ce que les piments d'ici aiment beaucoup plus manger. Donc c'est un complément pour eux qu'ils aiment beaucoup plus. Ils apprécient ça beaucoup.
Okay, so they eat a lot of these fruits. So
oh, the fruits in the trees. Oh, look at the tree.
Their favorite tree.
Yeah.
Comme la pastèque, ça devient plus costaud comme ça, comme la pastèque.
Oh
so
yeah.
When it's mature, it becomes like pineapple.
Like really? I see it. It almost looks like a banana. Some bananas up in there too, or something. Tamarinds. Oh wow, and then the coconuts over here. Let me find out. So what is their primary diet? What do they normally eat?
What is the primary diet here? Like
Le langue bageli.
What is bageli?
C'est la langue que les piments d'ici parlent.
Oh, so plants from the ground. No.
the language is bagili.
Oh.
Le manger c'est quoi?
La nourriture. Oui. Ça, fouille à blanc.
Fruit. So it's no meat. No meat.
No meat.
No meat. So everything is plant based.
Non, il mange la viande. Il mange la viande, le serpent, moi, l'antilope, le rat.
They eat serpent, snakes.
Oh, poisson, chicken, fish.
Poisson vipère, donc poisson qui n'a pas de
Snakefish.
Snakes.
Snakefish.
Poisson chat.
Catfish.
Catfish.
Yes.
Oh wow. Isn't that something? Catfish. Yeah.
Catfish.
Okay.
Snakefish.
Snakefish. I never heard of a snakefish before. Now that's
There's a fish like in the form of a snake.
well, like an eel,
Yes.
similar to an eel. This is what makes it so fascinating. You come out here and you learn, and these are places that we typically don't know about. Cameroon has more than 250, Dr. Awa, 250 languages, right?
Over 250.
Over 250 languages here in Cameroon. And how many different ethnic groups? Like maybe about
More than 50.
More than 50 ethnic groups. And so this is just, you don't think it's important until you get here and then you start learning it and your mind starts to expand. And here I am I was in Senegal 3 days ago, learning. I was in Gambia 3 days ago. And now here I am in Cameroon. I'll be back in Tanzania. I was in South Africa a week and a half ago, just constantly learning. And what it does is it gets my mind out of the Western education system. That's all. And it's because what the Western education system is designed to do is to create the illusion of education. So it educates you to a point to function within that system. But there's so much education outside of that system that particular system does not either prioritize or even want you to know about. But when you begin to get into it, then you learn. So here we go. Let me shut up.
So this is the chief of the village.
Hello, Chief.
Yes. Ashia. This is the chief.
Ashia.
I see.
So le chef est... Oui, c'est le chef. Ah, ok, so this is the chief. Le chef est décédé. Il y a seulement 5 mois aujourd'hui. Celui qui a... Okay, so the chief died 5 months ago. So this is his successor.
Okay.
Yes, the successor of the chief. Et vous dites soyez la bienvenue d'avoir pris les risques. So he's welcoming us for taking the risks to get into the water to come here. So he really appreciates us. Yes. Yes.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci, thank you. So, where? C'est tout le village. Ils disent que d'autres sont dans la forêt sans aller regarder les pièges. Okay, so most of the villagers have gone into the forest to do hunting.
Oh, to do hunting. Okay.
Il dit que quelques sont allés, d'autres sont restés. Ils vont seulement rentrer en soirée 17h, 18h. Okay, so they have mostly gone to do hunting.
So they're hunter-gatherers?
Yes.
Okay,
so they go into the forest to hunt animals for meat and so on.
Okay. So, like, for example, like when I was in Tanzania a few weeks ago, I was out with the Hadza people, and they're hunter-gatherers as well. And so the new documentary we're about to release, you will get a chance to see how the Hadza people hunt. But I'm here in Cameroon with the Pygmy people. And so they have something similar, but they're in the forest. Yeah, so someone did ask a question. Cameroon is a dual language country, actually. So most commonly known as a Francophone country. And the interesting history about Cameroon is that the Germans were here, and then the French and the British. So Cameroon is kind of split between the French-speaking Francophone Cameroon and the English-speaking Anglophone Cameroon. So right now I'm in the French side, but then there's an English-speaking side of Cameroon. So then that's closer to like Nigeria. And so yeah, so it's interesting again when you learn those players, those colonial players, it really tells an interesting story.
Okay, so this building was formerly a school. The government wanted to put a school here, but the Pygmies didn't want any school, so they were very aggressive. And they had to send the government away. They didn't want any school here. So this was supposed to be a school.
Donc notre chef a transformé ça en maison. Il a mis les portes et les fenêtres.
Okay, so he transformed it into a house.
Oh, okay. Why didn't they want a school?
They didn't want any civilization. They didn't want any education. They just wanted to just be in their natural state.
Okay, kind of like the Maasai.
Yes, they didn't want any school, anything. They just wanted to just be.
Okay.
Yes, so they had to strike and send the government away.
Okay, so they didn't want their natural way.
They didn't want any education, any form of education.
Or any form of their education. Yeah, that may be a way, because it seems like they're very educated with how they live. It seems like
they're very organized. Yeah. They're organized.
So it seems like how they live is very, I mean, they're surviving. Everybody's, this is the home over here.
Some people live in here.
Yeah, okay. And they have the structures and what is that? Just wood and mud?
Yeah, it's bamboo and mud.
Okay. Okay, very interesting. You know, one of the things I've learned is to be very careful in how I present something because I don't want to condone like white supremacy and European supremacy and the education system and all of that to call something educated or uneducated based upon their standards. Because if you come into these indigenous areas, you find out that these folks are very educated within their system. And so what the colonizer typically does is come in and try to alter the system and make people conform to their way of thinking on so many different levels. And so when you get out here and you see, wait a minute, these people have fully functioning communities. They have medical, just like they showed the plant to help with stomach issues and all of that. They have a way of being able to govern themselves within their societies. So I learned, to say how I refer to people, not to want to make them like me or where I come from, because where I come from, that education system is so jacked up and flawed. I wouldn't necessarily, you get it for what it's worth. You get it to where you can function within that system, but education is so much broader, and you learn things, and you learn how happy people can be, and what we perceive it as poverty, but it's really not poverty. Sometimes we'll say, oh, they're so poor and they should have what we have, but we're the ones stressing out high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, and all this other kind of stuff because we're working ourselves into the grave when they just come out and get some berries off the tree and they're chilling. And they're able to say, oh, we can function like this, and they have their own way of doing it. And I appreciate and respect people doing it differently than how I was taught. You know, the good things of how I was taught, they were not so good things, but I appreciate people being able to be themselves without somebody coming in and trying to tell them how wrong they are, or how bad they are, or how they need to be, you know, how they need to function like us. And that's the thing. So, and that's how it's changed me as a person, because I don't see the world the same. I see it very differently now, and I see people differently. And I just learned how to love people where they are, and not even, you know, I need to go on over there and change them. They need to come on and get what I got, and they better see how I see it, and all of that. I spent 20 some odd years doing that foolishness, and one day woke up and said, wait a minute, this world is much bigger than the little DMV and than America. Oh, what's happening over here?
Ça c'était un puits offert par l'État pour les pygmées, un puits moderne. Mais les pygmées disent que ça fait mal au ventre. Ils préfèrent des sources naturelles et la rivière Lobé.
Okay, so this was like a well.
Yeah, I was gonna say it had some do some water.
Yes, water. So they rejected it because they didn't like it. They preferred drinking like in the stream and other natural sources.
Okay.
Yeah, so they rejected the one given to them by the government.
And you know, they're dealing with that same type of thing in Tanzania. Like the Maasai people, the Maasai people are dealing with like the Tanzanian government coming in, trying to change and alter and do all of that, trying to change their way of life. It's like, can't we just leave people alone? I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. Now, obviously, if somebody's being killed or harmed or something like that, that's something that we need to look at. But these are very peaceful communities. People are doing their thing, and they're very welcoming. I've never come to an indigenous community and had a problem. Never come to an indigenous community and had a problem with being received. As long as I come in and I act like I got some sense and I respect them and not try to change them, then it's all good. And that's whether I'm in South Africa in one of the informal settlements, or whether I'm in the Timene village in Sierra Leone and among the indigenous people, whether I'm in the Serengeti or Ngorongoro with the Maasai. You know, that's just how it is. And I've just learned how not to. Well, they're about to set it off. It's about that time. So that's why it's important, and that's why we encourage people to come see, because again, I can't describe it to you. I just watch how people transform when they come and have these experiences. And it's not just a trip, just getting on the plane and going. It's like when you go, you don't know what's going to happen. And every trip I go, this is my 23rd African country, my 43rd international country. And it's just, you just never know what you're going to learn at every turn. And sometimes it's one sentence that does it. It'll be one sentence that changes the way you see everything. And sometimes you got to go into the jungle to go get it. And so, yeah, so that's, you know. Okay, let's see, we're flipping around.
Question. Do you have any question you want to ask? Anything you want to know?
How many people live in the community?
Okay, 45.
45 within the community. Oh, okay.
Okay, men, women, children.
Okay.
45.
Okay. And so how long has this community been here? How long have they been here?
Ça fait combien de temps qu'ils vivent ici? Il a quel âge? Il ne peut pas connaître son âge. Donc personne ici ne connaît son âge. So I was asking how age is he? So he said he doesn't know how old he is. They don't know their age.
Oh, no ages. So they don't have birthdays, no celebrate birthdays, and no Chuck E. Cheese, none of that.
They can't write, they can't read, they can't do anything. So there's no points.
So let's explain. Let's take that a little bit, because you know, like some people watching, or some people would think that they're not educated, but clearly they're educated. Clearly they're able to live here. They're surviving. And so, and they say, is there a conflict with the term education and what it means? Because clearly they're doing something right.
We're probably talking about formal education where they can get to read and write, but they are very organized. There is hierarchy, there is a king, there is a queen, and they're organized basically, but formally they can't read, they can't write. So when we talk of education, we are talking of formal education. Like they don't, but of course they know how to communicate between themselves, they know how to just go around with their daily activities, but to read and write, that is what they cannot do. But they are organized. There's a system, organized system.
So do they need that? Do they need to be able to read and write?
They've rejected. The government have tried so many times to give them formal education, but they don't want. They keep rejecting every form of formal education they get. So they just want to be in their natural state. They don't want to learn. They are not interested in learning how to read or write. Okay. So they just want to be in their natural state.
Right. It reminds me of the Sentinelese people off the coast of India. Okay. And there's an island, Sentinel Island, and so they have a very similar philosophy where they say they don't want anybody to come in, and when people try to come in, they attack them. Because they don't do that. Yeah. But I'm saying the Sentinelese
try to change them.
Yeah.
Don't try to change them.
But you know what I admire about the Sentinelese people is that they've been able to hold on to that thing, because so many people have tried to come in, and it'll be like the missionaries coming in trying to convert them and change them into something else, and then they're like, no, we like our land, we like how we live it. And so there was this one guy, he went in. It was a few years ago where he went in and he said he was going to go in and try to change the people. Yes. And they were like, no. And they warned him. They sent a warning shot. Okay. They said, hey, don't come. And he kept coming back. I'm coming back I'm coming to change you. And then they killed him. And I was like, well, the people said leave him alone. So I was like, leave him alone.
They don't want any interference, just leave them alone.
Yeah.
So we are going to round up. So they want to do a little performance.
Let's do it. Come on.
They want to entertain us. That's how they entertain all their guests. No, même 3 minutes.
Y'all know I always got to ask the questions. I always got to bring it in. All right. There they go.
Always perform for the guests.
Okay.
Short performance.
I appreciate it. Okay.
Because we have to go and see the other stuff.
All right. So they're about to do a performance. I'm going to stay live as long as I can. I got some great internet here. So that's one thing for sure. So my face is shining, glistening in this African heat. All right now. So it's really cool. Okay, hold on. All right, I'm gonna flip it around. There we go.
So they'll invite the entire village, they'll come and dance for us.
Really?
Yes, the entire village, men, women, children.
Oh, wow. I heard it sound like the... Yeah, so they're out there.
The population will not be as small.
That's fine. They're getting dinner for the night. Okay. I see you. Okay. All right, here we go. Getting ready to see a performance here with the pygmy people in Cameroon. Darren, thank you so much. There you go again. Oh man. So hey, these are the type of experiences that you try to have. And this is out here in the indigenous part of Cameroon. People dance and celebrate. They have a great time. So yeah. You learn something new every single day. And if you're just tuning in when this video goes live, be sure to go back and watch it. Because, look, I'm out here dancing with the pygmies, y'all. Wouldn't trade it. What an amazing adventure. And we want you to have these adventures too. That's all we can say.
And this is just a tip.
This is just a tip.
Just a tip of what you can get.
That's right. That's all right. So we're going to explore some more here in Cameroon. That's right. From South Africa to Senegal to Cameroon. We're going to take you back to Tanzania, however you want to say it. Then we're going to hop back over to the U.S. for a second. Then we're going to go down to Central and South America. So you're going to get some of that too. And then we're going to...
They're telling you goodbye.
Oh, goodbye. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hold on. Let's see. Bye-bye.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Okay, photo.
Oh, photo. Yes, yes, yes. Can I get... Hold on. Let me see around here. Let me see if I can get... Oh, am I going to crash it? Here we go. Oh, yes. Merci beaucoup.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Ours. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Does she say merci? No, no, no. Oh, what is it? What is it? Awa. 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 Till next time. Awa. Awa. Yeah. So, yeah, man. So anyway, I know some people have joined later. We go back and watch the video here in Cameroon with the Pygmy people. And Kribi, that's right, Kribi is down by the coast. Cameroon is also known as Africa in miniature. meaning that it has all of the different landscapes that comprise the continent of Africa within this country here in Central West Africa. And so we're curating a travel experience very different from, each travel experience is different. That's what I can tell everybody. Right now we have a group in Ghana, and we just left Senegal. Actually, Gail, she was in Senegal and Gambia with us. She's in Ghana, and she's also going to Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria. Next week we'll be in Cote d'Ivoire in Nigeria, and we're going to bring that experience to you so you can understand. I'm telling you, I'm so committed to tearing down the walls of misinformation and disinformation that we've been taught within these various education systems around the world, and being able to allow us to process information with the brains that we've been given, and not trusting it to someone else's assessment of our brain and what we should know and how we should know it. Everybody is different. You know, we live in a subjective world. We see the world differently. We have different experiences, and we learn differently. So it's no one size fits all when it comes to education. So I know people try to say that, and they try to assess you based upon a one size fits all standard, but that leaves so many people who are very intelligent feeling as though they have learning issues and all of that, because they just see the world and education differently. So let's get it all. Let's get all the education we can. Let's see. Let's learn different languages. Let's explore. Let's find out the maximum potential that we can have as people, because we're willing to go the uncharted path. All right, so what's about to happen right here? Oh, they got to go first, all right? Because we get on there, then they start drifting off, and then we have problems. So there are no crocodiles. They tell me. They tell me no crocodiles in this water. All right, everybody. All right, so we're headed back. Hope you enjoyed that. Be sure to like, subscribe, share. Hop on over to Maximum Impact with Jay Cameron on YouTube. We'll share this over on the YouTube channel as well. So if you're watching on IG, be sure to follow. And if you are on, if you happen to catch this on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. More on the way from Cameroon. Stay tuned.